Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Late Night Diversification Talks. My name is Pascal Difo, and as every Wednesday, I will be your host. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just, someone who likes to touch anything involving the blockchain, artificial intelligence, and all that. But just like any new technology, it is important you understand that they always come with a lot of promises, but also a lot of danger. There's always a possibility for a lot of scammers to take advantage of it and, steal your money. So that's why whenever you start getting involved with any type of new technology, make sure you only put in money you can afford to lose. Because whether it's a scam or not, the probability, the odds of you losing your money is very high. Not just online or with the technology. Even you starting a business, just like any regular business, the ability or the odds for you to lose that money is very, very high. So this being said, tonight we will cover one and only one topic, and that topic is going to be Boomerang. So let's not waste any more time. I'll go ahead and share my screen so that we can go through the presentation I prepared to tell you about my version of the story of Boomerang. Boomerang, MVP is here. How it all happened and why this is potentially huge. Let's start with a vision. Not everyone can have a vision. I don't know what your vision is, but not everyone can have a vision. Maybe you're one of the few visionaries out there. A visionary that we all know, Elon Musk. Whenever the guy starts something, everybody is sure it's never going to work. And yet, he makes it work. So, not everyone has a vision. And actually, as I just said, not everyone who has a vision can make it happen. Elon Musk said he was going to build an electric car that was going to be cheaper than the current gas car. For now, his cars are more expensive, but he follows his vision, and I trust that he will do it. So, not everyone who has a vision can make it happen. Now, not everyone can see a vision and identify it as an actual vision or the opportunity that it brings. Elon Musk said there's too much traffic in New York. How about I drill the earth? And he created his company called the Boring Machine or the Boring Company to bore through the earth and then have a very fast tube going through there to link the different American cities. Some people will see the vision, but not everybody has the ability to see the vision. Only the few that can see that vision will take advantage of the opportunity it brings. Most people end up never seeing a vision. They end up never identifying the opportunity that comes with a vision. Who are you from all these people I've described, all these profiles? What do you see? What can you see? Now, let me tell you about Boomerang and where all this came from. Let's start with the community that we are, which is the WAAS community. We are a community of like-minded people who believe in one concept, the affiliate marketing 2.0. And why do we believe in affiliate marketing 2.0? Simply because all the affiliate marketing that we've been seeing around have proven that they were failure. The only few that are still around after some of them over 50 years are the ones that are based on products. You have to have a strong product, a product that does not rely only on your community in order to survive, a product that can be sold on the open market. So in WAAS, we believe that our blockchain, the BTC20, has what it takes to become a stronghold in the blockchain ecosystem. I don't want to compare it to anything else, but on its own, with its own feature, it has what it takes to become a very big name in the next few years. I know many of us, we always want to earn the rewards of what we're doing today. Sometimes when you get involved into something, sometimes when you invest into something, keep in mind that even if it doesn't benefit you, your children or your grandchildren, many generations after you can take advantage of it. Now, let me quickly tell you about the BTC20 blockchain, which is the mother of all projects, because it is the ecosystem, and all the other stuff, including Boomerang, are just products that are going to come to enrich this BTC20 blockchain. It is a blockchain created on the same fundamentals as Bitcoin, but with its own unique innovations. As any layer one blockchain, it has its own cryptocurrency known as the BTCC or Bitcoin code. It is a neutral cryptocurrency for mass adoption, and it aims to be decentralized, secure, and transparent. The BTC20 blockchain is a very fast and cheap blockchain. There's a new block created every 3 seconds, unlike Bitcoin. Unlike Bitcoin as well, the mining of BTCC is eco-friendly because it doesn't use all the big computers like Bitcoin does. It uses an energy-efficient consensus mechanism. No pre-mining, so no compromission. Pre-mining, many projects are actually avoiding that now, or when they do have some pre-mining, which means that some people within the project get a number of the coin or the cryptocurrency. It is vested over time. It is released to them over time to avoid pumping and dumping. So only 21 million of Bitcoin code will ever be mined. It is mined at a rate of 50 BTCC every 10 minutes, making it 7,200 BTCC every 24 hours, which is shared amongst all the miners. This number will be split in half in 4 years from now when Bitcoin code does its halving, just like Bitcoin. So we expect, since the number of Bitcoin code is exactly like Bitcoin, that it will take 140 years to mine the last Bitcoin code. Let us talk about the mining and the harvesting. And to me, this is the concept that made me think that BTC20 blockchain is going to be huge. Of course, those who want the money now or yesterday will not see that because they are not able to see the vision. On the BTC20 blockchain, we use 3 different miners. We have a 1x miner, a 10x miner, and a 100x miner for 50, 500, and 5,000 USDT. As you can see, they're all to, a multiplier of 10 of the previous one. For that reason, it also earns you, or you also mine 10 times more BTCC compared to the other one, or 10 times less. If you participate in the mining, buying one of these miners gives you 3 times the value of your subscription in affiliation rewards in case you are a community builder. And you would use that miner for 140 years. You would keep mining. Mining here is easy. As opposed to Bitcoin, where you need to be able to pay the electricity bill in order to mine, here, from the moment you purchase your miner, your NFT miner, you can actually let it mine. The little catch comes down the road when you will need to harvest. You know, when you mine, you get a share of 50 BTCC every 10 minutes for 4 years. The catch is when you harvest. In order for you to harvest Bitcoin, now I'm talking about the big brother Bitcoin. In order to harvest Bitcoin, you have to pay a lot of money to the hydro company, to the electricity company, because that's how you mine. You use very powerful computers in order to mine Bitcoin. On our blockchain, on our smart chain, the BTC20 smart chain, you mine for free, but you pay to harvest. That is just the first part. What do you pay? You pay using what we know as B fuel. B fuel is basically the energy that is used to harvest the mine BTCC. If the story would stop here, you would think, oh, so you want to give us some shitcoin and then keep our money. But that is where the genius and the vision comes into play. The money that we use to buy B fuel in order to harvest Bitcoin code doesn't go to Chavez or doesn't go to someone. It goes into the on-chain liquidity. And that is basically what gives BTCC its initial value. So that means the more we are harvesting, and the value, the higher the value of the BTCC will be. The more people harvest, the higher the value is. That's why, even though BTCC is not on the market yet, it is currently sitting at a value of $63. The liquidity concept on this blockchain is mind-blowing for anybody who want to take the time to actually understand how it works. Now, what do you do with the BTCC that you harvest? You can swap it to any other cryptocurrency available currently on our own blockchain. The bridging out is not working at the moment, but will be soon. That will allow you, and by the way, we also have our version of the USDT on BTC20. So once the bridge out is operational, you will be able to basically bridge it out into any other cryptocurrency that the bridge would allow you to. Now that we understand what the ecosystem is, I want to tell you the story of Boomerang, because Boomerang is just a product. And when I tell you the story of Boomerang, you will understand where it came from. Like I like to explain to people all the time, our main product is not Boomerang. Our main product is the blockchain, BTC20. That's our main product. And anytime we talk about Boomerang, we should not forget to talk about BTC20, because that is our main product. Product like Boomerang and many more products that are going to come after Boomerang, they're just coming to deploy themselves on this blockchain of ours. So let me tell you about the story of Boomerang. The story starts in December of 2023. In December of 2023 is when the seed was planted. You see in bracket a name, it's called Powell. Powell is the person, is the partner together with Chavez in Boomerang. So he came with the idea and he discussed with Chavez, Chavez being the tech guy. As many of you know already, Chavez has been providing tech for many blockchain projects. So he came to Chavez that he knew from other projects, and he exposed the idea of crypto arbitrage using AI and flash loan. Of course, Chavez found the idea beautiful, and being the tech guy, he, of course, became very interested in becoming a partner on this particular project. It is important to understand how AI is trained. And I've explained that at the beginning of this presentation. It needs a lot of data. The concept can be clear. They can put together something to expose and present the concept to the public, but it will need a lot of data to train the AI. Basically, the idea was making money using other people's money. Can you imagine that? Normally, when you trade, you have to bring your own money and put it there and start buying and selling or buying a certain asset and then waiting for when that asset goes up in price, sell. That is when you make money. The idea here was to exploit the artificial intelligence that was taking out the world, as well as a new service known as flash loan that was appearing on decentralized finance. What is flash loan? Flash loan is simply the ability to borrow money on decentralized exchanges, right, from the liquidity pool, trading with it and paying it back within the same block creation. Usually it takes about 30 to 50 seconds. So if you are able to write a smart contract that can go borrow that money, do whatever you want to do with it, and then pay it back within the creation of a block, then you're golden. And that's exactly what they wanted to do. That is why I called it using other people's money to make money, because except from having access to the platform that allows you to do that using a license, you're not using any other money to trade with. So you're using other people's money to make money. That is how the partnership between Powell and Chavez started. Then the decision was made to find a few people that would be able to explain and to convey that vision to a community. So 40 trainers were handpicked, those that were able to understand and bring the concept to the community. I happen to be one of those trainers. The proof of concept. The proof of concept is what we have known as Boomerang beta version. It was just a proof of concept. What is a proof of concept when it comes to creating a new product? Basically, when the person or the people who have the idea about the product come together, they find a way to create something that would show the function of that particular product. While the function will remain the same with the final product, the shape or form may differ from what you see during the proof of concept to what you get at the end. Whenever car manufacturers present their prototypes, the prototypes usually come with all kind of, futuristic things. But when you end up seeing the final car that is delivered for sale for the mass production, it doesn't have all those bells and whistles. That is how it works with a beta version. A beta version of any product is something to make you understand the function, the vision, the concept. But when they start developing that concept to get to where they want to get at, they will start facing all kind of challenges. They will start facing all kind of challenges, and they will try to find ways around those challenges while keeping the goal in mind, so the function will remain the same. Now, many people have complained that why do we have to be working on Boomerang while we still have some issues on BTC20 blockchain? I'll give you my theory of why Boomerang became the focus. And when I say my theory, it is truly mine. It doesn't come from Chavez. I didn't talk about this with Chavez or with any other leader. This is my theory. As a blockchain, we need new product that will deploy on our blockchain to make it more attractive to other people. We need to deploy coins, tokens, projects on our blockchain to make it attractive. So as a project, having a project like Boomerang, which is one of its kind, actually the first one of its kind, was of course very appealing. The second reason, which to me is probably the most important, is for harvesting BTCC. If you remember, I had it written in red. Harvesting BTCC is not cheap. You need to bring money from the outside that you will use to buy the B fuel. That money will go into the on-chain liquidity and it will push the value of the BTCC higher. Those who have started mining earlier will then have a chance to harvest. And when they do, they bring also fresh cash into the on-chain liquidity and they make that price explode. They make the price explode, and the more we are doing it, the more the value of the BTCC will go up. Of course, if you don't have a printing money machine to get that money that would help you harvest, then that means getting more money out of your pocket. So my assumption, my theory is that having a product like Boomerang that would actually go get money out of other people's pocket on the liquidity market, on the decentralized finance, it was just the perfect timing. So Chavez therefore put all its effort in getting Boomerang working so that the community will have a tool to print money, to get money out of the DeFi market and bring it back to harvest the BTCC. And in return, it would push the BTCC value to the moon. That is my theory. You may or may not agree to it, but I think it makes sense. So, still in December 2023, when they started working on that Boomerang vision, of course, there were challenges. Challenges such as creating a dApp, a decentralized application for the DeFi market. That is extremely complicated. When you want to do arbitrage, the simplest way is to do it on a centralized market, because then you have the timing and the speed of execution to buy and sell when there is a price fluctuation. When it starts involving one market here, DeFi, because it's decentralized, and another market there, it makes things extremely complicated. So that alone was already a big challenge. Whatever has never been done before, when you try to do something that has never been done before, expect to face challenges that you have never faced before. So, and the thing is, because it was never done, you don't even know what kind of challenge you can expect. You discover your challenges as you go. You need to build something that is accessible to millions of diversified people, diversified in terms of education, diversified in terms of, age, so many different people that would, so you want to build something that anyone has the ability to actually go and utilize. Identifying the pairs. We know how it was difficult. Like, we had to go to the pairs identification market opportunity. That's how it was called. Find the pair and then run back and then click. And then, sometimes the timing was not good. The internet was not good. The computer was not fast enough. So all that were some of the challenges. At the beginning, remember, we had some issues where, you would trade and then it would take some gas from your thing and then you didn't even get the profit. Device compatibility, scalability. So how do you make sure that the project or the product working for 25,000 people would also work for 500,000 people? That was a huge thing. That was, in my humble opinion, the biggest challenge they faced. And they had to make a decision. Because so far they were using products, off the shelf, products, like in this case, MongoDB, which is a database. They decided that, you know what? MongoDB was not built for what we needed. So we need to build our own that will be able to take millions of transactions per second. So they ended up having to custom make an SQL database for exactly that product. And on top of that, you had the pressure from headhunters trying to kill the vision, just like the one who attended our first attempt to run our Zoom call tonight. So you have a lot of them out there. They're not trying to see what is being built. They just go after the vision. And for many of them, it has been proven that they're actually being paid to do that. So that was the vision and the challenges of that vision. The vision was sold, and many people believed in that vision. One of the reasons why people believed in that vision is that they could actually test it using a test flash loan limit and see their gain going into their MetaMask wallet or Trust wallet or whatever wallet they were using that was working with Boomerang. Most people were averaging 1 to 2% per trade, and they actually had the option to even choose choose the size of their trade. Some people were trading $100, some people were trading with 1,000, some people were trading with 500. Randomly, some people were making 1,000%. And all this was traceable on the Polygon blockchain. All of it was traceable on the Polygon blockchain. One thing I only recently figured out, because when I realized that, hey, how come on the 21st of June, when Boomerang MVP opened, how come the rush was so high that it pushed the gas fees so high on the Polygon blockchain? I recently realized that we actually never had the same scenario during the beta testing. Because during the beta testing, we all had a limited amount of flash loan to try the platform with. And because we only had a limited amount of flash loan, we never had a scenario where all of us owning licenses were on the market trading at the same time. Some people were sparing the flash loan. Some other people were trying very small stake every now and then. So we were never in a position where we all rushed in to see what we were going to get. Then as the development was progressing, the date of April 5th, 2024 was given as the Boomerang MVP launch. What were the challenges of the Boomerang MVP? And these challenges, of course, led to delays after delays after delays. Again, this was something that had never been done before. So even aiming for a date with a set date was already very courageous from Chavez and his team. And beside that, you had so many people copying the source, the code, code of Boomerang, and starting to promote their own version of Boomerang. Many of them. And some people actually bought licenses from those ones because they were promising to go live even before Boomerang. The funny thing is that Boomerang stalls and got delayed because of the issues it was facing with development. None of those ones actually did anything because they were waiting for the open source code as initially promised in order to copy it and put it on the market as a scam eventually. Another problem was, of course, the accessibility. Keep in mind that DeFi is used by a diversified community. People who have people who are using different type of smartphones, different type of computers, all kind of different type of devices, and people from different ages and all diversified. So when you're building something like this, you want to make sure it is accessible, meaning that anybody should be able to use it. And that is one of the main reasons Chavez took it upon himself to keep pushing back the launch because he felt the product was not quite meeting what the community expectations would be. They wanted to build something that they don't have to keep going back because it is, broken because it cannot handle, double the size of the community that we have now. They wanted something that is scalable, that can take more people and more people and more people. To that note, I want to add that the maximum this Boomerang can take is 500,000 members or licenses connected trading at the same time. And that is exactly the number of licenses that will be sold. Oh, another big one was dependency to third parties. When you're building something like this, like Boomerang, where you rely on other people to give you the information, price information on different assets, and they have to give you that information on time enough. Keep in mind, flash loan, you need to be fast enough with your smart contract in order to take advantage of the price fluctuations. If you're too slow, you miss the opportunity. So relying on somebody else to give you that information, and sometimes that somebody is offering a similar trading service, it becomes your competition. Do you think they will give you that information in a timely manner? The answer is no. So solving the dependency from third party was another big challenge. So they had to come up with a way to find the information early enough that can help them make the decision on what to trade or what not to trade. And on top of that, you have the impatience of the community. A lot of people bought their licenses because we were all on the assumption that, come on, we can use a $500 license in a matter of hours and then buy another one and then double it again and then buy another one. We were all seeing ourselves as millionaires, and yet that particular scenario had not been tested, right? And again, the headhunters trying to kill the vision. So, because of all these challenges, they decided to redesign the whole thing compared to what we had been playing with on the beta version. Keep in mind, the beta version was just a proof of concept. The proof that even, if one, two, or a few people would go in there and use Boomerang to trade, they will catch a profit. Now, because of these challenges, they had to rethink their strategy. They started by making their code a closed source code to avoid all those copycats that were just waiting for the code to copy it and put it on the market. After all, there's a lot of time and money being put behind this to just put it out there for people to copy it and start making money with your intellectual property. They needed to break free from dependencies, as I explained. They needed to find a way to have not to depend on any third party that potentially could be their competition. They also wanted to build something that is able to be deployed on all the blockchains that would be meeting the requirements that it needs in order for them to deploy on. Because the code was no longer open source, an audit was required. After all, this is a product that is planned to be available on the open DeFi ecosystem. For that, because the code is not open for anybody to go in there and check, they needed an audit. And again, an audit is not like, it's not just a signature. They go through your code, they check the code, they check the security, they make sure everything is clean. There's no backdoor out there for you to go in and steal the money. They first attempted to design a zero fees platform. You remember Chavez promising, oh, you know what? Nobody's going to pay any fees. It's all going to be, you don't even need Matic. Um, that was Chavez's wish. But what it turned out to be is that on any blockchain, whenever there's no high traffic, the blockchain is fine. It will let you even set the minimum possible gas fee. But when a lot of people rush in, all your cheap traffic requests will be put in a queue. And when they're put in a queue, only those who pay and who pay well will be pushed forward. That is what Chavez realized, but it was too late. He didn't let us know. So that is how the attempt to design a zero fees platform basically failed. His also goal was to design a zero restriction, a restriction-free trading platform where everybody would go in and trade at the same time. Again, this is something that was not tested and AI had not done it before. So Chavez and his team had assumptions on how that was going to work. Just that they did not expect that the platform where they deploy may not be able to manage that amount of bandwidth request. And what ended up happening was that the gas fees ended up flying to the moon on Polygon. Because of all these jobs to be done after another, of course, it created repeated delays and delays and delays on delivering on April 5th of 2024. Then came the big day, June 21st, 2024, when the Boomerang MVP finally got launched. We did get a successful launch. It was successful, but it wasn't pain-free. So June 21st, 2024 is definitely a historical day for Boomerang Protocol. Whether we like it or not, it was successful, and it was the beginning of something that has never been done before. The product, and it's important to differentiate the product from the platform where the product is deployed, because they all have their own features. The product as Boomerang is accessible and scalable for arbitrage. It is accessible because it made arbitrage trading so easy for anyone, just with a few clicks, 3 clicks maximum. Actually, after your first 3 clicks where you refresh and then you optimize the gas fees, you just need to keep repeating clicking on auto trade or whatever it's called. You keep clicking on that over and over, and the probability for it to keep generating profit is very high. Every now and then you will run into arbitrage failed. And the beauty is that when arbitrage failed, no money, no gas fees get deducted from your MetaMask wallet. And whenever there's profit, guess what? It goes straight into your MetaMask wallet, no middleman. So all transactions are traceable on the Polygon blockchain. The user interface has been simplified a lot, allowing anybody from the community to actually make money. No losing trade possible, as AI should and will prevent that. The protocol has the ability to auto-enhance itself through machine learning. That's another thing that AI has that our children don't have. Some children have the ability to go buy books, watch some information, do some reading to enhance themselves. AI has that ability as well to enhance itself through machine learning. So in the future, Chavez is planning to actually implement a robot, an AI bot that will actually even run the trade on the community's behalf. Imagine having a tool like that. You would be able to do arbitrage whether in a bull market or in a bear market. Because whether you're in a bull or in a bear market, you always have the price fluctuation. And as a robot, you can actually capitalize on that. So that is the story of the successful launch. But there were some observations that are worth going through. The first observation is that initially Chavez, and this is Chavez's assumption, maybe a few days before the launch, he said he was expecting like maybe 6 to 10,000 trades per day. So on day one, on the day of the launch, we had over 300 transactions in the first minute, 20,000 transactions in the first hour. Chavez was expecting 10,000 in a day. And that is where I'm saying, even as a tech guy, understanding AI, you have assumption based on instruction you put in, but there's so many other variables that you do not control that will impact the behavior of your AI. So Chavez was sitting there watching the community trade, looking at Polygon, looking at the gas fees, and he was amazed with the amount of trades that Boomerang was able to sustain. What he wasn't amazed of was the gas fees. So Boomerang generated one of the highest gas fee on Polygon for that particular day, for those few hours. At one point, it was actually at 30% of all the gas fees generated on Polygon. The confusion came from the fact that Chavez had initially promised a zero-fee arbitrage. So everybody was just rushing in there without even taking a chance to look at the gas compared to the profit. And another issue was that those trading on smartphone, which is the majority of the community, were actually and still are not able to see the profits that they're making. This is not related to Boomerang. This is a MetaMask issue. I've tested it myself. It doesn't show the profit, the potential profit. Somebody mentioned to us that if you remove the Polygon network from your MetaMask and you bring it back, it will show on smartphone. I tried that. It still doesn't work. I tried on Trust Wallet. It still doesn't work. On a computer, however, you actually get to see the full profit and you can make the decision based on the profit to be generated versus the gas fees. So what were the consequences of all those gas fees? Many community members end up paying very high gas fees for just a few cents of profit. What do you think? They made money or they lost money? In this particular case, they lost money. They lost money because they paid more gas fees than what the profit was. And that was a change in narrative. It was a change in narrative because the narrative has always been that the Boomerang cannot let you make a losing trade. But it is at the end our decision to trade or not to trade based on the profit versus the gas fees. And because the gas fees was so high, it basically was, especially for those who couldn't see the profit, it was creating all that issue. So the gas fee increased because of the rush created by the community. That's a fact, proven. That's why, we need that ability, especially for those trading on smartphone. We need the ability for them to see their profit before they can actually confirm a transaction. So based on all that observations, the community access was restricted to one transaction per day until blockchains can better manage the high bandwidth requests, and also so everyone can actually have a better understanding on how to trade profitably by learning to find out where the proper information is. Right now, on the computer, when you trade on the laptop or on the computer, you can see your profit before deciding to uh, to confirm the trade. On a smartphone, you cannot at this point. So people are trading blind pretty much. The profit, or sorry, the gas fees have been in the 2 to 5 cents realm lately, meaning that some people just take chance and trade, but some of them end up with the 5 cents profit, meaning that minus the gas fees, they make like 2 cents, which isn't very cool. So that is one of the things that one of the issue that still needs to be addressed. Of course, that will not make any of the community member happy. The plan is to lift the restriction as we go. Before I get into the resolution, it is important for everyone to understand that as the name at the top there reads, Boomerang MVP. And MVP stands for minimum viable product. When it comes to product development, the minimum viable product is the first product that actually has the ability to complete the goal, to complete the function minimally, meaning that it is a half-cooked product, meaning that it is a working product, but that still needs so much work in order to bring it to where it should be. That is why it's called MVP. Let us not forget that. The MVP is still a work in progress product. We therefore cannot expect the MVP to be performing at 100% already. MVP, when you're lucky, you get 50 to 55%. And then as you go, all the tweaks are brought in order to make it reach the 70, 80%. We therefore cannot expect it to be working at full speed. We need to educate the community to better identify positive trade. I'm not insulting the community here because I think they have the ability with the proper information to identify positive trades, but we also at the same time have people who actually, even with that information, don't know how to identify a positive trade. In the meantime, Chavez is deploying Boomerang MVP on additional blockchains. Arbitrum is supposed to be the next one. This will allow additional transactions to the community. And during that time, Boomerang AI will be learning. It will be learning, and eventually, as it learns, the restriction will be lifted. Maybe on some of the blockchain, a Boomerang AI will actually even let us trade more than one transaction, maybe two, maybe three. I don't know. Not even Chavez knows. This is like he built the product. Now the machine learning or the Boomerang will use machine learning to enhance itself. And then as Chavez and his team see the result, they will make the necessary adjustment. And during that process, gradual lifting of restriction will occur. The community will get educated. The AI will get smarter. And with each new blockchain deployed or with each new deployment on a new blockchain, we as a community will get additional transactions. I know we all want to be trading full speed right now, but not only Boomerang, but also the platform, the blockchains where we deploy are not ready to handle full-time or full-blown Boomerang yet. The beauty here is that Boomerang development on itself is done. So all Chavez's team needs to do when it comes to deploying on a new blockchain is basically to repeat the same process over and over again and have people there to monitor it. He promised that 10 to 15 days should be enough to deploy on a new blockchain all the time. So if you do the math, 10 to 15 days, let's go 15. So every month we can expect 1 to 2 blockchain deployment. And then another month, another 2 blockchains, another month, another 2 blockchains. So in 3 months, we can expect to be at 5 to 7 blockchains deployment, 7 transactions. We don't know yet how many transactions maximum on some of those blockchains Boomerang will allow. Time will tell. But Boomerang course has not changed. The objective here is still to get the community at a level where everybody can trade as much as possible. The restrictions are there to protect the community from paying high gas fees, but the restrictions also are there to make sure the community, together with the Boomerang protocol, trades ethically. Boomerang definitely cannot break big blockchain, but it has the power, based on the observation from June 21st, to seriously disrupt their activity. Someone may think, yeah, but we're paying gas fee anyway, so it doesn't matter that we're there doing what we're doing. Yeah, we're paying gas fee, but at the same time, you have so many other protocols running on those blockchain that may not have the ability to pay those high gas fees that are generated because of our protocol. And because it is their Polygon protocol, their Polygon blockchain, they have the ability to say, you know what, we don't want you here anymore, and then kick us out. What good do we have to have a beautiful product that cannot be deployed anywhere because wherever we go, we cause trouble, right? So we need to remember that this is a minimum viable product. And that minimum viable product, just like the video I showed at the beginning, needs training to get better. It needs data. And where does it get the data from? From us trading one transaction daily. We hate it. I hate it. I want to be trading more. But the data that we generate by trading one transaction at a day will get Boomerang where it needs to be. It is a process that you cannot cut short. Okay? It is a process we cannot cut short. We have to do this part. As I explained at the beginning, you cannot try to get an AI to react properly on a scenario that it has not been taught, it has not been trained on. That's why it needs to see all the scenario that we do. It needs to see us, 10 of us at the same time, sending a request. And then it will better learn the proper way to react without breaking anything. An MVP product is a work in progress. And no product will ever be perfect from day one unless it's a scam. Chavez could have made something that looked perfect from day one, and we would all be happy. He would be taking, Paul's money to pay Peter, and then we would all be happy until 6 months down the road, the whole thing breaks down, crash. Oh, it was a scam. Real products in real life are never perfect. We all know that. We all know that. Why do we expect Boomerang to be different? The perfect project we all be on, where are they? 99.9% of them are gone because they were scammed. So let's give Boomerang time. AI will get better over the months to come till it reaches its maturity. Daily transactions will increase as new networks get added to ensure the sustainability of Boomerang, because of course Boomerang right now is really powerful, but it cannot handle millions of people. Chavez and his team has established that the maximum Boomerang can allow trading at the same time without breaking is 500,000 people. So they plan on limiting the license sale to 500,000. Once they have the first 500,000, no more license sale unless, let's say, somebody exhausts their license and don't want to buy a license anymore. Then that license will be put for sale on WAAS on a daily basis. You check, oh, can I get a license today? No, there's none to be sold. Can I get one? Oh, you're lucky, there's a $500 one. So this is not to create urgency. You do what you think is best for you and your family. This is not a sales pitch. You do what you want. You make your own decision, and you live with the consequences. All I'm saying is there will be a maximum of 500,000 licenses, and then once that is reached, only those ones will be able to be trading using Boomerang platform. When Boomerang reaches maturity, expectations are that all can trade without restrictions. When is that going to be? I don't know. Is it in 2 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? I don't know. But the beauty is what? The beauty is that Boomerang is here forever. It will always be here, and those owning licenses will be able to be trading over and over. The DeFi market aren't going anywhere. Bear market, bull market, price fluctuation is always going to be there. So this is the end of this presentation. I hope you got something out of it. If you have any question, do not hesitate to leave it at the bottom of the presentation. The video will be posted on YouTube, and feel free to leave a comment. And if you have a question, feel free to leave it there as well. I don't have any problem with contradiction. We can have a healthy discussion, but the moment you are out of limit, I kick you out because it's my channel. If you want to say something, create your own channel and say it there. We can have a healthy contradictory discussion. You tell me your argument, I'll tell you my argument. I'll give you my arguments why I think Boomerang is legit, and we'll go from there.